Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to be around such, I just love to say entrepreneurs of faith. And I want to give my brother opportunity to introduce himself and then tell you a little bit about how he makes this world a better place.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. My name is Brian Spencer, aka Mr. All About You. I'm the founder of All About You Sports Leadership Academy, and we help parents and student athletes save $80,000 or more in student tuition and fees. We do that through a basketball curriculum, but more importantly, we aim to glorify God through that. And we have a leadership program as well, curriculum as well that we put them through, because whether they go on to play basketball or not, these young ladies and young men are going to be leaders in our society. So we have a curriculum for that as well.
You know, Coach, we met quite a long time ago,
Yeah, yeah,
church ministry, and I saw how you had that passion for young people,
right.
especially in the sports arena. So, what are some of the things that you've coached and all that kind of? What are some of a little bit of your background in that area?
Yeah, well, my dad was the first. It's a great question. My dad was the first black coach, football coach, in the history of both Cornell and Syracuse University. So yeah, for sure. William Spencer, that's my guy. Still alive today, 90 years old. Um, so he was gone all the time. But when he was able to be at home, he got the neighborhood kids together. And that's the only time you would see the other dads out playing with the kids was when my dad was around. That's like the month of July or June, one of those months in the summer. And I just like, I saw how he would just put stuff together, and the neighborhood just had so much energy when he was around. And I was like, man, and I wasn't trying to do this, but my son was 8 years old, 9 years old, and he was at a rec center, and basketball season came around, so we signed him up for basketball. We've been working and all this type of stuff, but they told him he was too little because he's little. He's 5'6" now. He's 35 years old. He's 5'6" now. So you know how little he was when he was 9, and they weren't going to let him play with the 9 and 10-year-olds. They wanted him to play with the 7, 8-year-olds, instructional. Right? No, he's old enough to play. He gonna play. Like, what are you talking about? And then they let another kid who was 8 play with the 9 and 10-year-olds because his whole family had come through. He had older brothers and sisters. They all come through. So it's that type of deal. So I said, no, took him somewhere else and right down the street. And they were full. But they said, we need a coach. And if you want him to play, you got a coach. And and I've been coaching ever since. I wasn't trying to do it, but once I got into it, I just is oh my goodness, it's nothing like it.
The interesting thing, being around you and the little that I know, uh, and you mentioned about bringing glory and honor to God, but a lot of times in athletics, people can focus strictly on training the athlete to
Yeah,
perform in the game.
yeah, yeah.
But you seem to uh, have that passion to help them develop as a person, and even developing a relationship with the Lord. Is that that's important to you? Am I getting that right?
Man, you good. You're pretty good, man. You pretty good. Yeah, coming up in the environment I came up in, I was around Hall of Fame athletes and pros all my life, and so of course I was gifted too, and I just thought that was going to be my path, you know. And my dad took a job at he left New York and he took a job at Fayetteville State, North Carolina, and it crushed because I had set goals for myself at the high school that I was going to go to, and it just crushed every goal that I had set. I hadn't told nobody. but it crushed every goal and dream that I had for myself. And so I called myself getting back at my dad. We moved to North Carolina, but I'm not gonna play no sports, you know. And in retrospect, it hurt nobody but me, But you never know how your life is gonna go. So what you think you want to do, what you think is gonna happen for you, may not happen. So you gotta be a well-rounded person, individual. And there's plenty of guys out there. And you know what I found out, Pastor, really is that all these kids that say they want to be professional athletes, most of them really don't want that. They just want what comes with it, what they think comes with it. The money, the fame, the women, whatever, the men, whatever, But the ones that really want it, they put in the work to get it. And most people aren't willing to do that. So I know that, you're going to have to live whether you play sports or not. And you got to be a productive member of society. And you got to raise, at some point, you're going to have some kids in the family, and you got to raise some more productive members of society. So I just think it's more important. And then I came across a statistic when I started coaching, which really made me start thinking, and this was years ago, so the numbers might be different now, but it said 80% of the kids that participate in recreation basketball will never play high school basketball. And I was like, wow. That means like I got 10 kids on my team, only 2 of them might play high school basketball. So if all I teach them is 2-3 zone and how to run an offense, I'm failing the other 80%. So I got to be able to, I have to give them something that's going to help everybody for their life. And that's just the approach I take.
Well, Coach, let me say this or ask this point. By the way, I graduated from high school in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yes, you did. Yeah, I did as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I just interesting to me with the changes in, like, what do they call these letters?
NIL.
NIL,
Right.
Getting paid and all that kind of stuff. How has that adjusted the way you deal with the student athlete now?
Yeah, man. It's really the opposite. It's how they deal with us. The coaches are no longer in control. If you see now, coaches are just dropping out. Coaches have been legends in the game. They just dropping out because they don't want to. You're no longer in control. The kid is in control. They want money, and if you're not giving them the money, they're gonna go somebody who's the highest bidder, and that's what it is now. Now I'm not mad at NIL.
Do you do any consulting in that area to help them to?
I do, and I've also gotten with this organization that's going to do some more. I'm going to learn more about it, the deep intricacies of it, because it's a lot deeper than what people think, and it's not what people think it is. So I want to make sure that I know myself, so that I can better guide and consult people. But it's there's nothing wrong with NIL in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with the transfer portal, in my opinion. These institutions are making hundreds of millions and billions of dollars off the backs of these young student athletes, and they've been doing it forever. And so I think it's only right that they get some compensation for it. In terms of the transfer portal, coaches up and leave for better jobs, and kids normally don't go to the institution for the institution. They go for the relationship they have with the coach. So if the coach can up and leave, then why can't the student athlete? The problem is it just exposes where we are as society. There's nothing wrong with the model, but the greed and all that, you see it. Yeah, you see it in that. So they're gonna have to do some things to tweak it because it's almost out of control.
Well, we'll be praying for you, brother. I have an opinion on most things. And the picture that I get, it's been a little while, but it's really good for the student athlete to be compensated. But it's kind of wild, wild west.
Mhm.
And there are changes being made.
Yes.
And brother, I'm going to be praying because people of integrity like yourself, when you have relationships with some of these student athletes and helping them to navigate the pathway and as things are changing, I think that will be fantastic in making the difference that I know you can make. So let's give
I
my
appreciate it.
coach.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate